I am a stand-in, a surrogate, if you will, for the general public. Obviously, the people at home cannot go down to the Capitol every day, and they cannot find out what's going on because they have lives. They got to take care of the kids. They got to take them to soccer games. They got to take them to school, so they're very busy. And so my job is to go into the legislature and monitor what's going on, and then report back to the people what I see. My job is not to share my opinions on what I think is going on. My job is to try to get at the truth, which is, in politics, is sometimes tough, because politicians, even in your country, I would assume, sometimes don't like to tell the truth, because sometimes the truth hurts, you know? And politicians being what they are, and I love politicians. I mean, without them, I'm selling pencils. I have no job, okay? So I respect them. But many politicians, their job is to get reelected. And so if you tell the people all the bad stuff that's going on, that might hurt you in getting reelected. So there's a natural tendency to not tell everything that's going on. And so my job is to try to find that out. And sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't. But it's the pursuit of the truth on what is going on that I get paid to do. I should tell you that I didn't start out to do this. When I was growing up, I was going to be a clarinet player, which has nothing to do with politics, okay? That's about as far away from politics as you can get. And then as I went through high school, I decided that I didn't want to play clarinet, because clarinet players are a dime a dozen. And it's a very monastic existence. You sit in a practice room 7 hours a day, and you play, and you're basically by yourself, and that didn't have a lot of appeal to me. So as a junior in high school, I took a public speaking course, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Now, this is an interesting thing. They've done a survey of people in America on their greatest fears. You would assume that death would be number one. We're all afraid of dying? No. Giving a speech is the number one fear that Americans have. Standing up in front of a group and talking to them. They would rather be dead than do that, okay? Death is on there, okay, but the number one fear is giving a public speech. So I loved it. There was something about standing up there and talking to people that I found quite challenging. So I came here to Michigan State a long time ago and decided that I would go into television and radio as a disc jockey. Do you know what a disc jockey is? Plays records, okay? And it's a very funny gig, okay? And I was going to be a rock and roll disc jockey. And because I liked, loved the Beatles, and I loved rock and roll, Chuck Berry, and people like that. So I did that while I was going through school on a part-time basis. And then I had a job in Flint, which is just over here, at a rock and roll station. I'm now in grad